In late 2010, I had had enough of losing to my younger brother in Super Smash Bros. Melee. It was the only game we had in our Boston apartment, and after so many losses, I reached what can only be described as a critical mass of older brother frustration. Apparently sensing I was considering smashing brothers in real life, he finally relented and let me in on the secret. There were hidden techniques in this game, moves that weren't in the manual, methods to speed it up, combo harder, and kick ass better. In fact, there was a whole underground scene of players dedicated to pushing this game to its limits. They had regional fighting styles, historic rivalries, villains, heroes, you name it. I was hooked. I spent the next 2 years working on what would become The Smash Brothers, a 9-part miniseries on the big history of this little gaming community. I slept in cars, borrowed money, and eventually quit my job to see it through to the end. And once released, it struck a nerve. The series seemed to resonate with those who, like myself, had grown up with video games themselves, showcasing gaming not as this weird thing that outcasts do, but as a legitimate venue for self-improvement, for friendship, and for glory. In the wake of the release, so many new players joined up to play this 10-year-old game that a new term was coined to describe them: documentary kids. And I knew my job was not finished. The story I wanted to tell would take me another 5 years to complete and push me to my limits as a producer and as a person. I raised enough money through a Kickstarter campaign to travel across the United States and then on to Europe, interviewing people from wildly different walks of life, united by a single passion. When I was done shooting, I spent the next 3 years living off of ramen, piecing together the 8-part miniseries in the edit room. Then I spent another 1.5 years clearing every single piece of supporting media I would need, so I could one day bring this documentary to a big streaming service. Finally, in December of 2020, I premiered METAGAME live on Twitch, an epic story of the 5 gods of Melee. And the response I got was exactly what a content creator fears most. Although the series had grabbed enough attention to become the number 2 trending topic in the USA, it had its critics, including some of the people I had profiled. I seriously wanted to crawl into a ball and die. My first documentary was such a success story, and anything less than that, especially on a project I had put so much into, seemed like a complete failure. But after staring wistfully out of windows and several stiff drinks, I decided this would be a setback, not the final curtain. I spent the next few months of 2021 conducting extended interviews with the main subjects, getting their thoughts on metagame and on stories that didn't get as much play. I made a few changes to the documentary itself, and even added a whole new bonus episode centered around the main antagonist. On June 5th and 6th, over 1 million unique viewers tuned in to watch as the series was re-premiered. And this time, well, I've spent 10 years of my life working on one passion, one community, one game. And it showed me what I'm capable of as one man with a dream. But more than that, I think it showed me the power of a bunch of people with one dream. The Smash community I've learned to love is the most successful grassroots esport in the world. There's no developer support, there's no big corporate sponsors. We scrape and we claw to produce what we do in celebration for the best game ever made. If I'm lucky enough to be considered for any award nominations, it would be a huge accomplishment for me, no doubt. But more than that, I think it would be a signal to all those whose passions, not pocketbooks, brought them into esports. That passion, the willingness to never give up, is the most important thing in esports and in life. Thank you.